with the hands. That's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Pay back in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark, and I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought, just gotta watch who I'm feeding. Now been walking with them angels, so I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak, nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft, better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. Muhammad say I cup full, no room for emotion, so I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to suffer. Flow so deep, it'll drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Well, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart. And Alana, she so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies. And they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about the shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter, the lies are sweet. Tried everything, I guess me and Johanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring me bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time, this Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check, 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. She call me 47, praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame, ask why tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign, Lord to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Lord to the king, them devils can't have me, bitch. I'm Lord to the king. That's right. Bring that hot flame, UPK, Lord to the king. Until the righteous reign, Lord to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Lord to the king, them devils can't have me, bitch. I'm Lord to the king. Bring that hot flame, UPK, Lord to the king.
You understand? You done found a new breed of Hebrews that stand and walk with the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And we don't care who we got to come up against. You ain't standing before this truth. You understand? We done took them all on and gonna continue to take them all on.
Of my true love's head.
Surrounded by Edomites, lost a lot of truth to this tree of life. Open up the book just to see I'm right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, on those ships who had to plead for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. Poisoning our foods and put our children up in daycare. Fresh out of slavery, still thinking that they care. Guns in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed, we died for that same cause. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, sin is like kryptonite. Brothers won't pray, no, they'd rather link a chick tonight. Praises to the Most High, I ain't like most guys. Eyes on the future, but I learned from a boat ride. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaican, mistreated and I know why. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
Kwam Yasha Allah, sons of the power. Rise from the ghetto when Satan want us devoured. The zeal of the Lord ain't found in church towers. Never dying on my knees like no coward. Wanna be an Israelite, you gon' need more than fringes. You gon' need to show you approve and get in them scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the lynching. Homicide, we the victim. Amistad ain't the ending. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms, never getting treatment. Something he gotta sleep with. Stockholm syndrome so long that it ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Cause I'm an Israelite. Crackers better get it right. Visions of my enemies, death flow through my dreams at night. And if your mind ain't there, then we don't dream alike. Reporting live from hell, home of Christians and Edomites.
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
While they play the sidelines, comfortable on benches. Catch me on the front lines, putting work in trenches. Making sure our election, preparing for Armageddon. Mastering this profession of prophesying these lessons. Protecting our adolescents and answering all their questions. Teaching the love they reflection, no matter what the complexion. We got a common connection, a part of God's hand selection. A shot at the resurrection, through us achieving perfection. But to give life takes sacrifice. Battle demons every fight. Short days and long nights. Less sleep and more fights. More wisdom, more strife. Telling everybody that they wrong and you're right. I'm an Israelite, blood of an Israelite. I ride for my Israelites and die for my Israelites. We owe a debt cause Christ paid the price. So who ready to give their life the life of an Israelite?
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
Always on my own, don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding trap with my chrome. Always up on my own, don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding trap with my chrome.
Been out of these streets, nigga trying to eat while I duck police. Own family stealing from me. I'm on my told me to pray, but white Jesus can't save me. Get him away from me. I don't know what to say. So many niggas hating me. Get him away from me.
Always up on my own, don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding trap with my chrome. Always up on my own, don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding trap with my chrome.
Go and sip on my own, don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I ride around with my chrome. Go and sip on my own, don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I ride around with my chrome. Trying to keep it on the true side, nigga. Laying low to play it cool now, nigga. Ass niggas on the team, I've been known to get the green ever since I was 2'5", nigga. Coop hanging out the roof, nah, nigga. Cause I ain't stunting on them. Put my whole team on so they ain't wantin'. When niggas doing bad, you know that they be hating on you. Get the hoping that you power, they be waiting on it. Bullshit get bread from the envy. Best friends get to looking like enemies. When you got it in this bank account empty. Perfect recipe to brittle out of jealousy. Looking from a bird's eye view. Learn from everything I've been through. Told my baby girl if you ain't spending life with the nigga, never let him put a dick up in you. Cause if a nigga wrong, I'ma check that shit. And we get paper long, never flex that shit. Told my son when you getting money, never trick it to a bopper, flip it over, then invest that shit. Give a lot of game, trying to bless my kids. Gotta keep it real, that's the best shit. Got hitters up in Philly, back in Texas. When I get up on the track, yeah, I wreck shit.
Always up on my own, don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding trap with my chrome. Always up on my own, don't need you all in my zone. Spend Spend so much time alone while I'm riding strap on my chrome.
Pour a sip on my own, don't need you all on my soul. Spend so much time alone while I ride around with my chrome. Pour a sip on my own, don't need you all on my soul. Spend so much time alone while I ride around with my chrome.
Okay. And Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatham to all my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Alatham, Bashem Yahshua to all my sisters. All right. This is ISUPK Minneapolis with historical truths revealed. And today, so lucky for the lateness of the class. All right. Today we are still going to touch on a little bit more of Christmas breakdown concerning, like, we all know that there's a whole lot of stories out there about the so-called day. There's so many stories out there, but first things first, we want to touch on the very first story that dates back of the worship of Christmas and what it was called back then and what it is called, worship as the same thing now today. The story goes all the way back to, the story of Babel or, Babylon with Nimrod, who was a so-called African, who was worshipped as a god, see what I'm saying, and his mother's so-called wife as a deity, all right, in the ancient times. And how this day, as we know as Christmas, has made its way all the way to 2018. And so-called blacks and Hispanic people have no knowledge of what they are getting themselves into every time they, serve the God of Christmas. They believe it's associated with Christ. They believe, you got to have the Christmas spirit. It's all about the spirit to give gifts, to have family. You see what I'm saying? Come together on this day. It sounds very similar to the worship of Thanksgiving, which is also another false holiday that black Hispanic people ignorantly serve, all right? So, going back to the first story of what Christmas really is, would be the story of Nimrod. And we are going to break it down for you, okay? Now, the story of Nimrod, after that story, the Romans took it over, the Greeks, every other culture took it over, every other nationality decided to, take part in this day. Because as you see today, this is not a Chinese culture. That is not a black Hispanic culture. It is not an Arab culture. But all nations of the face of the earth, on the face of the earth, worship this day. See what I'm saying? If you don't believe me, look it up online. Right now in Iraq and Iran, they have a big Santa Claus and a big Christmas tree all over. You would think that Muslims would not take any part of that day, but they do, and that's the truth. All right? So, go ahead and get Genesis 10 and 8. First of all, let's introduce and see who this person Nimrod is and where did he come from. All right? Go ahead.
Okay. Genesis chapter 10, verse 8. And Cush begat Nimrod.
What happened?
And Cush begat Nimrod.
Now, Cush, according to the Bible, would be the so-called Ethiopians of today. All right? The Cushites are the Ethiopians so-called in the earth today that you see walking amongst the earth. All right? So Cush begat who?
Nimrod.
Cush begat Nimrod. Nimrod's father was an Ethiopian, which makes him an African. Keep going.
Okay. He began to be a mighty one in the earth.
He began to be a mighty one in the earth, meaning he was very strong and powerful. You got to think about Christmas today. It is one of the most associated worshipped holidays in the earth. Also, this is around this time is when a lot of suicides happen too, because the family are under a lot of pressure, under a lot of stress. And when you think about the suicides, think about the homicides too. You ever heard of a family annihilator? That is a family member that kills the entire household for whatever reason. A lot of times you got the father who is not able to support the children with gifts, satisfy his wife when he loses his job. So that they don't have to deal with any of it, he kills the entire family. He drowns the children. He shoots the wife. He shoots the children. And then lastly, he kills himself. And that's one less devil. You see what I'm saying? To oppress black and Hispanics. It's a beautiful thing to me. It should happen more often. All right? Read that one more time from the top.
Okay. Genesis chapter 10, verse 8. And Cush begat Nimrod.
An Ethiopian begat another funky Ethiopian. Keep going.
He began to be a mighty one in the earth.
Meaning he was very powerful. This is a national, Christmas is a national thing. It's so popular all the way going back to the Babylonian days of Jeremiah. See what I'm saying? Going all the way back to Jeremiah, which is that was thousands and thousands of years ago. If I'm not mistaken, that was about a couple of hundred years before Christ was even born. December 25th is Nimrod's birthday, not Christ. We have to look at historical facts. We have to understand the truth and not listen to what everybody tells us. All right? Keep going.
Okay, verse 9. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord.
Meaning he was a killer. Read that one more time.
He was a mighty hunter before the Lord.
Just like it said Cain was a cunning hunter, this man was a hunter as well. He was a killer. Keep going.
Okay. Wherefore, it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
Right, so Nimrod was very famous and popular. When you think about politics, politics is, political power that you gain with the people. That's where you get the governments. That's where you get the senators, your presidents, the Congress. You get all these people by political power based off what you say, based off what you can do for the people. See what I'm saying? You control the crowd. All right? Now, go ahead and get, let's see here. Get Genesis 11:3.
Okay.
Nimrod was very, very popular around this time. He is till this day. The God that's being served on Christmas, no one knows his name. They believe it's Jesus, white Jesus. See what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you how the white man today unifies you with Satan. Because you have a unit cohesion. Meaning you have a bond with this God. And you serve the dragon in ignorance as well. Keep going.
Okay. Genesis chapter 11, verse 3. And they said one to another.
So the people are having a conversation amongst one another. And this is in Babel, which is Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
Okay. Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar.
What this means is that with Nimrod being so popular amongst the place of Babylon, what happened was the people decided to show some appreciation to him. They build mortars for him, buildings. Think about the skyscrapers today. A lot of people love Donald Trump. He got him a tower. It's called what? Trump Towers. See what I'm saying? Think about the New York City, the big buildings. We're also going to go into the obelisk, and what that is, the obelisk monument in Washington, D.C. That has everything to do with George Washington, a man who started up America, so to speak. See what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 4. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower.
Let us build us a what?
Let us build us a city and a tower.
Now, if you think about the name Tower of Babel, that's also associated with Nimrod. That's where that comes from. You see that a lot in history, but we don't see who it was associated for, who it was built for. And it was him, a stinking African. See what I'm saying? Who wanted you to serve him and his so-called wife/mother. Disgusting. Keep going. Actually, read that one more time. Read that part one more time.
Okay, verse 4. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower.
Let us build us a city and a tower. Keep going.
Okay, whose top may reach unto heaven.
Nimrod at this time specifically knew who the children of Israel were and also knew who the Most High was. Because just how this was made for Nimrod, the same thing was made for all the other heathens as well, especially the white man today. He wants to be, every heathen wants to be where the Most High is at, high in power and authority. They want us to sit on a throne. They want to be just like the Most High in power, to be worshipped. They want that. Keep going.
Okay. And let us make us a name.
Let us make us a name. When most people say let's make us a name, meaning let's trend. Let's be popular. Let's be the talk. Let's be the hot topic. Let's be the ones that our names is plastered and we are legendary for many, many years. That was the goal of Nimrod. He did everything in his power to get that. Now he has influenced the minds of Black and Hispanic people that this day has something to do with Christ. Although they ignorantly think that it's about Christ, they are still worshiping this man. All right, keep going.
Lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Now, around this time, there's other heathens in Babylon. And they wanted to unify together, otherwise they will be scattered around. They won't have no purpose. See what I'm saying? If they don't get to work very soon and be worshipped and be famous, they will be nobody and nothing. But they wanted to be somebody. They wanted to be gods in the face of these people. And it worked, just like it's working today. Christmas, the spirit of Christmas is Christianity. And that should not make you happy. Christianity is the house of Satan. Think of everything concerning Christmas. I'm sorry, it's like it, Christianity, with the child molestation, the false information and guidance, which is the philosophies and doctrines. Think about all that. Think about how Christianity has not helped your situation. See what I'm saying? You got that uncle, you got that auntie. See what I'm saying? You got all these people who are victims of child molestation, victims of abusers. Now, on this day, everybody's going to throw away that disgusting filth. And this is about family. Yeah, I shot you once or twice. Yeah, I slept with your wife. Yeah, I touched your child. But let's forget about all of that and let's come together for the God of Nimrod. In the name of Jesus. All right, keep going.
Okay.
Disgusting, man.
Genesis chapter 11, verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower.
Now, when it says that the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, understand that that is the angels. The Lord sent the angels down to come see this filth, and they destroyed it. You better believe that they destroyed those images, those gods. You see what I'm saying? So like those images, those buildings, those skyscrapers. Just like how Christ and the angels are going to do it again. It's going to happen again when Christ returns. With all those angels. Everything that you see that looks beautiful and nice, like downtown is going to be a wreck. It's going to definitely be downtown. It's going to be destroyed. It's going to be dust. All right? That's what you're going to see. All those big buildings, New York City. I know that's going to be a bloody bloodshed right there. That's going to be heartbroken to a lot of people. This place is going to be on fire. It's going to be destroyed. All right? Keep going.
Okay.
So the angels coming down to see the filth that was built for, Nimrod. Keep going.
Okay. Which the children of men builded.
Which the children of men builded. All right, keep going.
Verse 6. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language.
Say that one more time.
And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language.
The people are one, meaning they are united. They are one. They speak one language. Let's see what happens, though. Keep going. Let's see what the Lord did and what he was responsible for concerning this matter. Keep going.
And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restricted from them.
Read that one more time.
Okay. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
Meaning all these things that they imagined to do for this one man, it's going to all be brought to nothing. Meaning it's going to come to nothing. It's going to be destroyed. The Lord is going to put an end to it. All right. Go ahead and let me see here. That was verse 6. I should read verse 4 one more time.
Genesis chapter 11 verse 4. And they said, "Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name."
Like for example, California has a name. LA has a name. New York, Chicago, Atlanta, all these cities that are very famous. But what are they famous for? For the amount of wickedness. See what I'm saying? If you go on Hollywood, go to Hollywood or California, it is a mess. It is disgusting, man. It's a whole lot of, people who is a part of great wickedness. And it goes all against the Lord. Do you know all the things that you got to do to be in a movie role, in a music video? Do you know everything that you have to put yourself through just to get a spot in Hollywood? Don't you know what goes on in Atlanta? Don't you know that Black and Hispanic people, Black specifically, are #1 in the homosexuality community? Got HIV and AIDS, and they are #1 in that as well. Want to say something? See what I'm saying? And these are the places that are famous amongst the earth. Everybody knows about these cities. All right? Keep going on that.
Lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. They wanted to make sure that their ideas that they imagined stayed. That everything was solid to where they would not be moved. And they can do this for generations to generations, so that way that they can be the topic. Make sure that Christmas stays in the hearts of the slaves, in the hearts of those that's on the earth. All this is just a distraction, and it goes against God. If you decide to give your child a present, you have destroyed your child. Your child should be offended and take away that spirit. The child should not accept those gifts. And you're going to go broke by the first and not have money for the rent. You may not celebrate it, but you do it for the kids. It's the same thing. You're not off the hook. You're not going to sin, but you're going to allow your child to be punished for that, huh? You're going to bring the sin onto your child. You're going to allow them to learn the ways of man. Because back in Jeremiah, he told us what? Learn out the ways of the heathens. And he told us for a reason, because the Lord knew that maybe, just maybe, they just might try it. And they might like it. And that's what has happened. Now you get, now you kill yourself over this day. You stress to get money. You do anything to make sure that anybody got a gift. That your Christmas is special. Don't get me started on the Santa Claus, how he's coming down the chimney of your house. Nobody should be breaking in your house. That's a robbery. And he might just rape and rob you and your children. You ever thought about that? That story sounds very perverted. I'm sure it was made by a homosexual. All right? What I need you to get now, actually, just keep going now. Keep going.
Verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of man builded.
Right.
Verse 6. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language.
The people are one. They are all together, united. See what I'm saying? They are all stuck together with one language. Keep going.
Okay. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 7. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language.
And that's what the order was from the angels to do, to confound their language, to scatter them. and how they were confounded, not knowing the same language, not knowing who's speaking what. The whole purpose of this was to stop the madness and the wickedness. And understand that for Black and Hispanic people, your heads used to be on the Christmas tree at one point in time, and other people as well. But understand that you fit in that category with those heathens, because those that did not decide to worship Nimrod was punished. And it wasn't punished by Nimrod, but it was punished by his mother, who was his wife. And we are going to get into that shortly. All right. What I want you to get is Jeremiah 28:8. Before I get into Jeremiah 28:8, let's get some more history. All right. If you think about the pyramids by the Egyptians wanted the pyramids to be a big thing like a skyscraper, where at the top it's very pointy, but it's pointed up towards the heavens. All right. Something that's very high. And a lot of people love the pyramids, but they don't know that it's just a burial site. It's a graveyard full of bodies and bodies just stacked up on top of each other. That's what a pyramid is. Now look at it today. It's very disgusting, nasty, moldy, but people still find some glory in that. Your Africans have always been filthy in every way, shape, and form. Always been a part of some uncleanness. Always been, part of some disgusting thing. For example, when you think about Nimrod and his wife, Semiramis, the Egyptians and the Ethiopians, they had sex with each other as far as family, the incest, to keep the bloodline so-called pure. All right? When you think about the Asians, it's the same thing. Think about the white man, Down syndrome, same thing. All right? Go ahead on that.
Jeremiah 28 and what?
Right. 28:8.
Okay.
Actually, you stop. You actually once you get Jeremiah 10:1.
Okay.
Yeah, you get Jeremiah 10:1. Actually, that's what I want. Also, so after a time when the people of Babylon, or place of Babel, when a lot of people were worshiping Nimrod, what happened was it came to a point in time when a people decided to not worship him and they killed him, called enemies. And those enemies decide to cut his body parts, his head and his rod. And his rod was, I guess, special to the enemies because it was a trophy, a symbol of manhood. Meaning now they got him. As disgusting and filthy as it is, the white man carried on that tradition with the obelisk, which I'll be getting into very shortly. See what I'm saying? So once the enemies overpowered and conquered Nimrod, they killed him, cut his body in pieces. They kept the rod, the head, and everything else was just, the rest was given left for the mother, so-called wife, Semiramis. Okay? And what Semiramis did is she had the body parts and buried it underneath an evergreen tree. And she wanted the spirit of her husband, son, to live on. But now she wanted to be empowered. She wanted to be worshipped. Now, with the tree, if you did not put any gifts underneath these trees, underneath this tree, this evergreen tree, you were going to be killed by the spirit of Nimrod. Now, if Nimrod is dead, who was killing him?
The wife, the mother,
Semiramis,
her soldiers.
Right. Semiramis was the one that was out there killing the people, chopping their heads off and putting it on the tree. That was the punishment. See what I'm saying? That was the punishment. There was no spirit inside of that tree. But there was a spirit behind this entire day, which was murder, which was self-worship. The same thing as a birthday. You are the God on that day. You are given gifts that day. It's a beautiful thing for a Black and Hispanic person to be born. But where is it in the Bible that you are supposed to be worshipped? Because it doesn't say anything about Christ being worshipped. Now, if Christ didn't do it, if you're trying to be Christ-like, how come you're not following after the things that he has done and that he has told you to do? That's something that you should think about. It makes sense. It's not in the Bible that you are supposed to serve this day. Jeremiah told you to disregard it. All right? We are going to get that, and we are going to show you another precept on what the prophets used to do. Because Jeremiah was not the only one that did this. Go ahead.
Okay. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Right.
Thus saith the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the who?
The heathen.
Learn not the ways of the heathens. Who are the heathens? Who are the heathens according to the Bible?
Anyone who's not Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian.
So that is a so-called stranger. Like, for example, now, if for you simpletons, if you knew better as far as when it comes to a game, you know who not to mess with and who you should associate with. Now, apply that to this. There's a certain type of group you are not supposed to associate with. You are not supposed to learn from. Now, you know, in the school system, you got all these heathens teaching you your own history. So, like, it's really their history. They bastardized it and everything. See what I'm saying? Get out of here. See what I'm saying? Read that one more time.
Okay. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the ways of the heathens. Learn not the ways of the strangers, of the white people, the Africans, which you have already done. You have already messed up. Now your children is damned. Now you can't pay the rent. Now the spirit of homosexuality and child molestation has entered into your home. All the fighting, all the cheating that the woman does. She was just a monster yesterday. Now she's your wife, so-called, on this day. Now she's happy. Now she forgot about all the rods that she's blown. She forgot all about the wickedness that she has done and put the children through. She forgot all about the child support that she oppresses you with. And the man forgot all about the drug dealing. All the broken homes that have been affected. They forgot on this day. This day really sounds like Thanksgiving to me. It's the same exact spirit, which is a wicked spirit. The spirit of Christmas is wickedness. And people are so selfish because they give thanks to another man. And they don't give thanks to the one that created them, which is the Most High, who is a man of war. And like he always does, he fights for you. Anytime you see the Christmas tree get set on fire, it was the Lord. If your Christmas gets ruined, it was supposed to happen. It was the Lord. See what I'm saying? It should always rain on the days that have nothing to do with your God, who is the God of Israel. His name is Yahweh. But sure damn ain't no Nimrod, because we ain't no Africans. We don't serve an African God. This man is black just like Christ is. Just like the angels is. Just like the Mexicans and the Native Americans. Keep going.
Okay. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
You better not be dismayed at the signs of heaven. Meaning, don't be deceived. Don't be so gullible. Don't be persuaded. Keep going.
Okay. For the heathen are dismayed at them.
For the what?
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
There's a story in the Bible that talks about how the heathens are dismayed at the constellations. They get afraid of, think about the northern lights. How it's green in the sky. How lights just appear. The stars. They are afraid of that. See what I'm saying? They don't know what to worship. They don't know what to believe. They go out of their minds and they worship everything. They are insane. All right? Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
For the customs of who?
Of the people are vain.
It said the people and the people of Babylon at this time. Jeremiah grew up in the captivity of Babylon, when Nimrod was being worshipped. Now he's the God of this month. It's all about him. I know Jeremiah was sitting there thinking to the Israelites, like, what are you doing? Don't you know that the Lord will kill you? See what I'm saying? Thank the Most High for brothers that stood strong and put their life on the line for their nation, for their people, and never gave up, although we are a stiff-hearted and stiff-necked people who are very ignorant to knowledge. All right? Keep going.
Come. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Just like we do today. One person goes to a big field out in the country, out of the city, and cut down a tree for this day and puts it up in the corner of your house. For, is it Jesus? Is it God? No, it's Nimrod. That's who it is. That is your man. That is your God. That is your father that you worship. And you worship his wife, who is his mother. Every time I say that, I just want to throw up. That is very disgusting. All right? I can't even comprehend what that is. That is very disgusting. Sounds like Esau. All right? Keep going.
Okay. The work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
Meaning a person with the hands of a what?
The work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
With an axe. If you know how you cut down a tree with an axe or with a saw, something that can cut through the wood, easily, so you can knock down that tree. See what I'm saying? You're breaking it down little by little, and it snaps and it falls over. Now you hit it in the middle, or try to get closer to the root, and now you got you a tree that's not supposed to die. A tree that's supposed to be in worship of this God. Keep going.
Come. Verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold.
That's what happens on December 25th. That's what happens for New Year's. It's decked with what?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
I mean, they decorate this tree. They put they put, ornaments. They put, what's that stuff that they put around it? What's that stuff called? Lights. They put lights around the tree. They put all types of things, candy canes. See what I'm saying? They put an angel at the top. They decorate it with what?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
With silver and gold. They deck it to what's nice and beautiful and pretty to them. Keep going.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers.
Let's see why they fasten it down with nails and what?
And with hammer.
And with a hammer, which is very common in today's time too, unless they got the thing to hold it up. Keep going.
That it moves not.
That it moves not. Keep going.
Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree.
Meaning they are tall. They are upright, meaning they are standing. All right, go ahead.
But speak not.
But speak not. Now, why would a tree speak? Since when have you saw a talking tree? It sounds like animation. Sounds like cartoons. Sounds like you getting high off of every drug that makes you hallucinate. Now, the reason why they said this was because his wife, who was his mother, had said that if you do not bring any gifts to this tree, what's going to happen to you is the spirit is going to come out of Nimrod. It's going to kill you. See what I'm saying? It's going to kill you. Keep going.
Okay. They must needs be born. Because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them.
They cannot walk. Be not afraid of them. But also, not only be not afraid of them, but do not keep this custom. Because it says, learn not the ways of the heathens. So you serving that holiday is learning the way of the heathen. That's how you know it is a sin. That's how you know Jeremiah spoke up against it. Now, is that it on that? Is that verse 5? Keep going, Warrior.
Be not afraid of them. For they cannot do evil, neither neither also is it in them to do good.
Meaning there's no evil or good inside of this tree, but it cannot harm you. It is a fallacy. It is incorrect. It's something that is not real. Whatever ceramicist told you is false. See what I'm saying? This day was for her. Since her husband's son died, now it's all about her. She's the trending topic. She's the talk of the town. She's the one that's going to be the queen, the woman of Babylon. And they will make altars for her. See what I'm saying? They will make skyscrapers for her. Because she kept her husband or son name alive. Not just in Babylon, but also in America. Also in Rome. This is all mythology, by the way. Keep going. Is that it on there? Go ahead and get Jeremiah 28:8 for me. Okay. Now, think about the skyscrapers. Let's take it up to another notch. You see what I'm saying? Kick it up a notch. Like when you think about in Washington, D.C., the obelisk, which is a penis. It is a rod. See what I'm saying? It's a sculpture and in remembrance of George Washington. All right? Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8.
And let me show you what the prophets did in these days and times with the holidays. These days and times with wicked rulership, political power. Go ahead.
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied, both against many countries.
So even the men before Jeremiah, they did what?
Prophesied against many countries.
They prophesied against many countries, many places. Keep going.
And against great kingdoms of war.
Great kingdoms of war. Think about Rome. Think about Babylon, the Assyrian captivity. Think about America today. Because the ISUPK is those prophets in the flesh who's destroying the powers, the spiritual wickedness on this earth. That's why we're labeled as a terrorist group, which is very hilarious. Because the white man, that's his job. He's the one terrorizing everybody. All right? Go ahead.
And of evil and of pestilence.
Of what?
Of evil and of pestilence.
Of evil and of pestilence. Keep going.
Verse 9. The prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophecy be known.
Go ahead.
That the Lord hath truly sent him.
That's right. So when you have brothers that come out on the street corners, teaching class, telling you the wickedness of these days, you better believe them. You better know that the Lord has sent them. You see what I'm saying? Because we are going to give you the truth, whether you like it or not. This ain't for your feelings, your emotions. Because that spirit that you're talking about is so emotional. Very disgusting. It's very effeminate, especially on a man. A man that cries about not giving his child any presents on his birthday. You are disgusting. You are homosexual. Your spirit is way off. And you women out there that go hell and back for your children who are just going to destroy the toys and show how ungrateful bastards that they really are towards you. They're going to thank you on Christmas Day, but then the toy is going to be broken by tomorrow. It's not going to make it to Nimrod's birthday by next year. I'll tell you that right now. You wasted all that money for nothing when you could have used all that money to build your nation. See what I'm saying? Who really needs those funds is these priests, because putting our lives on the line. When we can easily be killed by the enemies of God for teaching the truth. You ever thought about that? Who should get worship is the Most High, whose name is Yahweh. Passover is on its way, April 20th. If you ain't there, it's a wrap for you. Shalom. There's no telling how the Lord is going to put hell on you if you decide to serve another holiday that is of man and not him. May the Lord be with you. May he give you the mercy All right. What I need you to get now, what I need you to get is this 2 Peter 1:16. Give you a little bit more information. For the sake of the time of the class, next week I might just bring out one more story concerning Christmas. All right? The story of Horace, 2 Peter 1:16. You go ahead and get that.
So, 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 16. For we have not followed cunningly devised fables.
Read that one more time and read it a little louder.
Come on. For we have not followed cunningly devised fables.
Meaning we have not followed after deceitful things. Keep going.
When we made known unto you the power and coming of our Lord, Yahushua Christ.
Now Peter's letting you know that he has spoken out to the people before. These prophets had came out. This is another precept. These prophets had came out and told you what the deal was. Told you the lies. Told you not to fear a tree. Not to fear the people who are trying to, get that power, that rulership, that glory. Keep going.
But were eyewitnesses of his majesty.
They were eyewitnesses of Christ. They knew that Christ was not Christ's birthday was not the 25th. They knew that Christmas had nothing to do with him. If that was the case, give me a witness of any prophet letting you know that Christmas is about Christ. You can't find it in the Bible. Only your Christian can tell you that. Your pastor, your deacon, the one that rubs all on your children, who takes all your money and doesn't give a damn about you. That's why you have no lights on in the house. That's why your water is off. That's why you're about to get evicted by next week. Keep going.
But what Salakia, verse 17.
Actually, you're fine. Go ahead and get Isaiah 3:12. All right? Now, the white man has further pushed this today. There was a time where the Africans used to push this story. Push the story of, Christmas. Push the story of worship, of Nimrod. Now the white man is doing it. He just changed the name up. That's all. But you are still serving the same God. But it is not the Most High. Okay? You got that?
At 3 and 15?
Yep.
Okay.
3 and 12. 3 and 12, my bad. 3 and 12.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
As for my people. He didn't say all people, but he said for his people. Who is black and Hispanics? Who is the Native Americans? Keep going.
And women rule over them.
Actually, read that from the top one more time.
Okay. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Children are their oppressors. Once again, going back to the children who are complete bastards, very evil towards their parents, who don't deserve anything but discipline. Each child that is a bastard towards their parent, they need discipline. They don't need no toys. Don't reward them with wickedness. Reward them with a righteous gift. And that's called discipline. That's called teaching them how to serve the Lord. That's what that is. Keep going.
Okay. And women rule over them.
And women rule over them. They put pressure on the man. You know how you put pressure on somebody's shoulders? These women put pressure on the man to make sure that they have a gift. If you don't give my child a gift, you can't see him. Now it's your child. It's not his baby. Ain't this the man that is the reason why you got a baby? That is your child. If you don't give my babies any gifts, you can't see them anymore. I will call the court and tell them to put you back on child support. I will call your PO officer, tell them that you violated your probation. I will get you and your mama kicked out. Read that part one more time.
Come. And women rule over them.
And women rule over them. Keep going.
Okay. O my people,
Oh, what?
O my people.
Oh, every people.
O my people.
Oh, every African.
O my people.
Oh, every white man.
O my people.
Oh, every East Indian.
O my people.
Oh, my people, the children of Israel, the house of Israel. Keep going.
They which lead thee cause thee to err.
Ooh. They which lead thee cause them to err. Keep going.
And destroy the way of thy paths.
Every time you see a pastor, a senator, every time you see a black leader, they tell you to do what? Vote. It's all about Thanksgiving. Jesus Christ's birthday is on the 25th. Give to all the Santa Claus, what's it called? Give donations for Christmas, for the children that don't have coats, for the children that do not have food, turkeys. Easter, that is of God too, is what they say. Keep going.
Verse 13. The Lord standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people.
One more time. That's very powerful. This is what's going to happen because of what you are doing, what you are getting yourself into every December 25th of every year. Go.
Okay.
From the top, verse 13.
Verse 13. The Lord standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people.
The Lord standeth to plead, to judge the people. The Most High is going to judge you based off of the things that you do. It's not about what you believe in. See what I'm saying? It's not about what you believe in when it comes to Christmas. That is a sin. But what is not a sin is to separate yourself from it. But that is a hard thing. That Christmas spirit is hard to yank out of somebody's mind. It is a great slave mentality, a tool that is used on the minds of Black and Hispanic people. But it's not impossible. It's almost impossible to get rid of that type of spirit, to cast it off and put on the spirit of the Most High, which is the law, statutes, commandments. What Jeremiah told you was a law. He told you that you are not supposed to serve this day. But what you can do is not serve it and speak up against it. That's what you can do. That's going to help your cause. All right? Keep going.
Okay. Verse 14. The Lord will enter into the Lord will enter into judgment with the ancient of his people.
With the ancient of what?
Of his people.
Meaning Christ and the angels are going to come and they are going to destroy this place. If you are not on board, when Christ is on the scene, it's off with your head. See what I'm saying? You are going to be dead, murdered, and killed because you decide to keep Christmas but not keep any of the laws, statutes, or commandments. Do you understand? That's what's going to happen to you when you decide not to keep the custom of the Lord. All right. Get Hosea. Now, actually, get Isaiah 58:1. Go ahead.
Okay. Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud.
Do what?
Cry out loud.
You gotta cry out loud. You gotta shed tears? No, but you gotta raise your voice up. You can't be like a soft Christian with the bow tie. See what I'm saying? You can't be the soft Christian with the effeminate voice, effeminate spirit, who touches on children. You can't be like that. You have to be a man of war. You got to be militant. Something that the world hates. Because this world, who is the white man, white America loves to emasculate a man. Take him away from his manhood. Keep going.
Okay. Spare not.
Do what?
Spare not.
You better spare not anybody's feelings. Spare not anybody's feelings concerning the Lord. Because our people are in sin when it comes to this day. Keep going.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
You got to lift up your voice like a trumpet. A trumpet is loud. See what I'm saying? It might get your ears ringing a little bit. But this day, you better rise up against the wicked and speak the truth for your nation's sake. Let them know the blood on their hands. And see if they turn to the Lord and away from the God of Nimrod. Keep going.
Okay. And show my people their transgression.
And do what?
And show my people their transgression.
You got to show the people their transgressions. You got to show them sins. You have to let them know that they are incorrect and they are wrong. And that is judging. You want to know why? Because it's in the Bible. It's of God. Anytime somebody tells you, well, only God can tell me I can do this and do that, that's a damn lie. If that's the case, tell your mama and daddy to stop correcting you as a child. Tell the judge to stop throwing a 5-year probation or 5-year sentence on your record every time you get in trouble with the law. Because what you're doing, you're breaking the law. So you got to be judged. You got to be put in your place, which is what this class is about today. You being put in your place because you don't know where you stand. You believe you like the heathen. You learn from them, so you think you are them. You act just alike. You are filthy and disgusting, and you need help. And the help that you need is a medicine called the Bible. That's the medicine. Read that one more time.
Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
You want to cry out loud, spare not, and lift up your voice like a trumpet. Don't be scared. What do you have to be afraid of? What they're going to say? The reaction. Them being mad, them scuffing, smacking their lips. Them disrespecting the God of Israel even more. What do you have to lose? Nothing. Because the truth is coming out. You better speak that truth and be confident. Don't give a damn what anybody thinks or how they feel, because that's not important. Because you got a job to do. If you are a prophet, if you are a man, you better do it. You better stand up against your mother. You better stand up against your father. Everybody that wants to push that Christianity spirit on you, which is against God, once again. If I have not said it enough, and if I must say, I almost forgot, the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
After all the tragedies that he has done unto you, he gives you this. He gives you a holiday to serve him and nobody else. Santa Claus is a pedophile. You have an uncle sitting at your table right now who is a child molester, obviously. You got a mother who's a whore, and you have a father who is weak and emasculated, all in the spirit at the dinner table of Christmas in the worship of Nimrod. Keep going.
Okay. And show my people their transgression.
We are going to show you that Christmas is a sin, and it is something that you promote. It's sin. You live in it. That's why you are going through hell right now. A Guatemalan brother just got killed this morning, an 8-year-old trying to cross the border. He's trying to escape death. But ain't nobody talking about that. Everybody grateful for the children that they got. But have you decided to mourn death over this brother that died? One of ours. One of our own. And I'm speaking to blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans out there. What are you doing? Just sitting around the table, having food in the name of Nimrod? That's exactly what you're doing. But what about that brother that just died this morning? An 8-year-old. That's a child. That's a baby. When I think about 8 years old, I think about 8 months. 8 days old. That is a baby, man. And you want to celebrate this day. You are selfish and disgusting. All right, keep going.
Okay. And the house of Jacob, their sins.
And the house of Jacob. Who is the house of Jacob? The house of Israel. Every black, Hispanic, and Native American, you are the house of Jacob. That is your forefather. That is you. And the Lord is speaking to you. So if you get punished, understand why. It's because of this day. I hope your food burned by now. I hope your Christmas tree got caught on fire. I hope your children breaks all the toys and waste all your filthy goddamn money. I hope that you learn your lesson this day and that you stay away from Christmas. All right? So with that being said, we're going to end it right there. We are going to go ahead and say the prayers and get out of here, all right? Go ahead and pass class to Officer Baraya.
Yes, this way.
Huh?
Which way we face?
I'm going to face this one.
This way.
Yes.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only.
Right.
They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18, verse 21. Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in Hebrew, ma'achera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation.
It's going to be Purim. That's going to be coming up in March. After Purim, we have the Passover, April 20th. All right?
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. Amayim Wapanya Hakudam means stand and face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash.
Hayah.
Shemka. Yahweh. Malach Bafka. Laba'ah. Ratazaka. Aisha. Barataza. Kawa. Hayah. Shemayim. Nathan. Lanawa. Makam. Yawam. Masalakanawa. Wawatanawa. Kasalakanawa. Wawatinawa. Wala'ah. Dabiyanawa. Masai 1. Abal. Abashayanawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Malakwa. Waha'ala. Watakura. Lalamya.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha. Ayanya. Aharim. Mayan. Labah. Azira. Mayam. Yahweh. Asha. Shemiyam. Arataza. Ayathan. Number what? Gog. Yanawam. Shamark. Tanah. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yashan. Sharmar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazakah. Ayad. Yamyanka. Wamam. Hashemash. La'ayakaka. Wairak. Aliyah. Yahweh. Shamarka. Karai. Yashamar. Atapashka. Yahweh. Shamar. Tazaka. Wawaka. Mathai.
I will know. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes. From whence cometh my help?
You messed up.
I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up my eyes
Unto the hills.
unto the hills.
From which cometh my help?
Which cometh my help?
My help cometh from the
My
Lord.
help comes from the Lord,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not
He
slumber.
that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
he that keepeth Israel shall not slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming
From
in
this time
from
forth
this time forward
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Hakah, the power in Hebrew, Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahushua,
Ba'ashem Yahshua.
Babakashah,
Babakashah.
Nathanlanah,
Nathanlanah.
Hakah,
Ka.
Hakah,
Ka.
Larpah,
Pa.
Kav,
Ka.
Makalah,
Makala.
Kav,
Ka.
Madawa,
Madawa.
Hakah,
Ka.
Tahar,
Har.
Ha, Tazarium,
Zar.
Hakah,
Ka.
Haknim,
Hak.
Hamatnim,
Mat.
Hakah,
Ka.
Al,
Al.
Rakawat,
Rakawat.
Hatama Allah,
Hatama'al.
Garsh,
Garsh.
Bashem Yahushua,
Ba'ashem Yahshua.
Wadama,
The water of mine. The power in the English. Yahweh. In
Yahweh,
the name of Yahweh Shah.
in the name of Yahushua,
Please give us the power.
please give us the
The
power,
power to heal all manner of sickness.
the power to heal all manner of sickness,
And all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease,
The power to cleanse the leper.
the power to cleanse the leper,
The power to raise the
the
dead.
power to raise the dead,
The power against unclean spirits.
power against unclean
To
spirits,
cast them out in the name of Yahweh
to
Shah.
cast them out in the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Bless Israel in Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahshua.
Barak Benau.
Raklanah.
Yashala.
Yahshua. Ha.
Biyah.
Yah.
Saparium.
Saparium.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Hagun.
Say the name of loved ones once and everyone repeats the name once.
ISUPK Minneapolis.
ISUPK Minneapolis.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. Bashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahshua.
Tabarama.
The water of mine. Bless Israel in English. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us and Israel.
In the school.
In the school.
Bless, heal, shield, protect loved ones.
Bless, heal, shield, protect loved ones.
In the name of Yahweh
In
Shah.
the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
ISUPK power structure. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In
Shah.
the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Say evils and curses.
Say evils and curses.
And punishment and
And
destruction.
punishment and destruction.
And death to the evil.
And death to the
That speak
heathens.
against
That
us.
speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
In the school.
In the school.
Say evils and curses.
Say evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to the evil.
And death to the
And
heathens.
shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel.
And shake loose the pockets of the rich of
That
Israel.
refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches to enter to thy sanctuary.
Force the riches to enter to thy sanctuary.
Say evils and curses.
Say evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to the evil.
And death to the Edomites.
And the nation.
And their nations.
And the drug
And their drug
the
dealers.
courts.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic
The
Church.
Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Posse Comitazi.
Posse Comitazi.
The Gay Movement.
The gay
The
movement.
lesbian.
The lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program.
That's the space program.
Army.
Armies.
Navy.
Navies.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
Their airways.
The cable access
The
channel.
cable access
And
channel.
the radio
And the
channel.
radio channel.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people
Convict the spirit of any of thy people
that seek to stop us.
that seek to stop
And
us.
bring swift death to all the heathen
And bring swift death to all the heathen
that stand in the way.
that stand in the way.
Try to stop us from broadcasting your word
Or try to stop us from broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the terrorists.
Lose all the terrorists.
Cause them to go to and fro
Cause them to go to and fro
through the earth and destroy.
through the earth and destroy.
Cause the terrorists to come against America
Cause the terrorists to come against America
and destroy them in the stronghold.
and destroy them in their strongholds.
Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists.
Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists.
Let Yahweh Shah,
Let Yahushua,
Michael,
Michael,
and Gabriel
and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
come down with the flying
and
saucers
kill all the heathen
and kill all the heathen
that come up against us
that come up against us
as we speak thy word.
as we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all that is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
All right. All right, Israel, you want to make sure you check out a fire class tomorrow. The officer and priest Kudash Ayan. Also, we're going to give you more updates as far as March when it comes to Purim. And also Passover coming up very soon. Less than 3 months. April 20th, all right? So with that being said, Israel, shalom.
Shalom.